We had a situation this morning where there's that fitness class, 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning, and like about a couple minutes before the class was supposed to start, the teacher came out to tell me that someone had a brain screen that they couldn't get on in the class. Like right before the class started, she was in the bathroom, and we had to call the paramedics, and they took her to the hospital. I know.
Sometimes I think the air gets so dry in the engines like that.
That's what her EMT had told her.
Wow.
Because it had been happening, but they were cautious because she had a headache and they wanted to make sure she was okay.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalists of Southold, formerly the First Universalist Church of Southold. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, we welcome you. Today we are gathering on the traditional lands of the Ammonhansuk Nation. My name is Virginia Cava, and I am a member of this congregation. We are so glad to see you, whether you are visiting for the first time or come often. If you are not on our mailing list or email lists, please sign our guest book on the welcome desk as you enter from the parking lot. You will then receive the Free Spirit newsletter each month and hear about upcoming events. Copies of the newsletter are on the action table to the left as you enter behind me, way behind me. Please like us on our Unitarian Universalists of Southold YouTube channel. We stream our services there, and you can find past services archived. The action table has other information that you may find interesting, and also for your use, masks and hand sanitizer. We offer many ways to serve this community, from providing hospitality, flowers, and ushering on Sunday mornings, to joining our social action and other committees. Please stay after the service for coffee, refreshments, and lively conversation. On the back of your order of service are announcements, which I will read not too briefly. March 3rd and weekly, we have yoga meditation with Nancy Bayless at 10:30 a.m. March 3rd, the Covenant Group meets, and our topic is hope at 4 p.m. March 4th and 11th, we have a piano masterclass, the Baroque era Charlotte Day at 3 p.m. March 8th, the Sunday service is Driven to Distraction with Reverend Valerie. March 11th, we have the SAC and 8th Principle Task Force at 4. March 15th, the Sunday services Accept the Miracle, a reflection on the loaves and fishes with Reverend Carolyn Patierno. March 21st, we have our community dance, which is the Foxtrot. March 22nd, our service is Open Mind, Open Heart with Joe McKay. And our fellowship luncheon afterwards at 12 p.m., which will definitely be fun. March 22nd, the North Fork Social Action Center meets at 4. And March 27th, we have a Soulful Sundown with the Hidden City musical group, George Cork Mall for music, Billy Hands and Beth Young for poetry, and a free light meal, and a 50-50 raffle. Are there any other brief announcements relating to the life of this congregation?
Yes, it lit up. Hi. Okay, I'm Carolyn, and I'd announced a week ago, but this afternoon, right after service, help yourself to coffee and whatever snacks you like. And then if you'd like to join us, we're going to be postcarding through the Center for Common Ground. And they're involved right now. They do many campaigns throughout the year, but right now they're involved with sending postcards to voters of color down in Virginia, encouraging them to vote in the vote that's coming up for redistricting. So I have all of the information, I have all of the supplies, so all you have to do is join us. Oh, and I even have cookies.
Hi, I'm very excited to report that we got our grant from the Universalist Conference of New York, so that we're going to be able to continue with our Éxito El Camino program to support and help parents and children in the Spanish community. I will have more information about that once I've had a chance to confer with the people at NYCLU and also with Sonia Spar. So this is very exciting.
When is it starting?
I have to confer with the people who we're collaborating with to find out when we can do it. Hopefully we're going to be doing training for the volunteers here this month. And I don't know whether we can start with the parents and the children until we figure out how we're going to use the library.
Thank you. Anybody else? Now take a moment to greet your neighbor. Please join me in the lighting of our chalice, a symbol of our faith. Our opening words are those of Barbara Crooker. This day is an open road stretching out before you. Roll down the windows, step into your life as if it were a fast car. Imagine even in industrial parks, trees are covered in white blossoms, festive as brides, and the air is soft as a well-washed shirt on your arms. The grass has turned implausibly green. Tomorrow the world will begin again, another fresh start. The blue sky stretches, shakes out its tent of light. Even dandelions glitter in the lawn, a handful of golden change. Our opening hymn is number 329, Life has loveliness to sell. Please join us in spirit or in body as you are able. Please join me in our words of affirmation. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Now is a time in our service when we collect our offering for the work of this congregation.
Happy
Now is a time in our service when we share our joys and concerns by dropping a stone. I'm going to be first, if I may. I spent yesterday with my daughter, and we remembered one of her childhood friends, Jonathan, who was killed in the war in Afghanistan. A war conceived by people who were not going to fight it. So I'd like to drop a stone in remembrance of him.
I have a couple. First, stone of thank you for folks that came to the Winterfest before the terrible storm. Thank you to Randy for furnishing the cottage. Those of us who were at the cottage for that Jolly-up remember how barren it is. You should see it now. It's lovely. And a stone of concern for Irene Stewart, longtime member who is currently in Greenport Hospital in the ICU suffering from complications with pneumonia. So keep her in your thoughts.
I wanted to add to that, there's no phone in Irene's room. It took me, I don't know how many attempts to be told that, but I'm very concerned because she's been in the hospital many times with COVID, and this could be a form of it. I don't understand how it works. But anyway, keep her in your hearts.
I had some very sad news this week. My son-in-law, who has been looking after his very troubled daughter and lost his wife 3 years ago, died very suddenly. He had called 911, telling them he needed help because he couldn't breathe. By the time they got there, he was gone. It was a very big loss to our family. He was an extraordinary man. His name was Stephen Koch. He was a very well-known writer, wrote many articles in the New Yorker. I hope there'll be a memoriam to him there.
And I just want to drop, I could use like, a ton of stones for the insanity that's going on in the Middle East and the orange Cheetos part in sparking it. Put another one and just hope for the best.
I wanted to tell you that I have known Irene Stewart since I was a freshman in high school. We went to boarding school together, and she left in the third year, but I stayed there and stuck it out. I don't know why I am the way I am.
I have another sad stone to add. A young man, actually he was 40, that very troubled young man that Doug was helping for the last 4 or 5 years, drowned a week ago. So my heart goes out to his parents and his sister and the world at large.
Hi.
Okay, there we go.
Hi. I just want to put a stone in here for the children in Riverhead, because we've had ICE going around the schools and grabbing people, and I didn't read the whole article, but it was like 5th graders being approached by ICE, asked questions, and so stone for them. And also there's a man named Lewis, I think, that was found deceased. So a stone for him too.
Let us remember there are always joys and sorrows that go unspoken for many reasons, but we are not alone as we hold one another in our hearts. Oops. Today's prayer are the words of May Sarton. Help us to be the always hopeful gardeners of the Spirit, who know that without darkness, nothing comes to birth, as without light, nothing flowers. Our responsive reading is number 470, words of Leonard Mason. Please answer in the italics words. We affirm the unfailing renewal of life and reaching for the sun, all living creatures shall fulfill themselves. We affirm the steady growth of human companionship, rising from ancient cradles and reaching for the stars. People the world over shall seek the ways of understanding. We affirm a continuing hope that out of every tragedy, the spirits of individuals shall rise to build a better world. We are privileged today to have Paula Di Donato from the Giving Room as our guest speaker. I've known Paula as long as I've been exercising in Southold. And so she is a fixture here in the community and a loving spirit. So thank you for coming, Paula.
Thank you so much, Virginia, and I'll do my best to speak into the mic, and maybe you can see me, I know. Very close, okay. Do you mind if I put this under for a second? Okay. So, thank you. What a beautiful service this has been. I'm really honored to be here, and when Virginia mentioned to me that the theme this week was one of hope, I considered the topic and felt grateful, but also aware of how tender the word hope feels right now. We're living in a time when many in our community feel so vulnerable. Families are afraid. Many of our neighbors are unsure what tomorrow will bring. This winter certainly has been harsh. The ice and the snow staying much longer than many of us might have hoped. Local businesses like my own have struggled through weather and economic uncertainty, and now, and certainly most importantly, our country is once again at war. And when I read this a minute ago, thinking about reading this, I realized it's not once again, but constantly at war. There are many reasons to feel anxious, many reasons to contract, and yet hope springs eternal. Not because circumstances are easy, but because life itself insists on renewal. Here on the North Fork, we know this intimately. This last month and winter, the ground has been frozen, the Peconic Bay icy and cold, trees still looking barren, and yet beneath that soil, something's happening. The bulbs are stirring. Crocuses and tulips pushing up. Our beloved snowdrops and their tiny white bell-shaped flowers are finally pressing through the snow itself, as if to say, even here, even now, life continues. St. Thomas Aquinas said, hope is the virtue of the heart that trusts that what it longs for is possible. Hope is not denial, it's not naive, it's a discipline of the heart. It's a choice to trust that what we for long have longed for, safety, dignity, peace, and belonging, is possible. Even when we don't see these dreams fully formed, I know this very community here practices hope in quiet, ordinary ways and in powerful, brave ways. You choose kindness instead of criticism. You drop off soup for a neighbor. You teach a child to breathe instead of react in fear. These are not small things, they're seeds, and every seed contains an invisible blueprint for something far greater than itself. The Persian poet Hafiz wrote, "Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, 'You owe me.'" Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. Imagine that, a love that gives without demanding repayment, a love that continues to shine even after a long winter. That is the kind of love that sustains communities through difficult times. And when members of our community feel afraid, when immigrants feel watched or targeted, when families whisper their concerns in private, our response can be sunlight. Not loud, not performative, but steady. You can say with our presence, "You belong here. You are seen. You are not alone." St. Francis of Assisi offered the prayer that especially feels relevant now. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Notice the word sow. Sow love, sow hope. This is an agricultural language. It assumes that what we plant matters. It assumes that seasons change. It assumes that harvest comes later. Hope is rarely immediate. It grows. And sometimes it grows underground for a long time before any green shoots are visible. Rumi wrote, "Where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure." That line does not diminish ruin. It does not pretend things are not broken. It simply suggests that even in the cracked places, treasure may be forming. Right now, many of us feel the cracks in the economy and politics and global stability, but cracks are also openings. Openings where compassion can enter. Openings where solidarity can grow. Openings where we can decide who we want to be. Spring on the North Fork teaches us this very fact. Every year, the earth does not rush. The bulbs do not panic. The birds do not argue about migration patterns. They simply follow their inner knowing, and slowly, almost imperceptibly, diversity returns to the skies. Have you noticed it? The morning soundscape is changing. There are more birds, different birds, layers of song. Diversity is not a threat in nature, it is vitality, it is richness. When migrating birds return, we do not fear them, we welcome the fullness of sound. What if we saw human diversity this way? I know each of you believe that. What if the presence of many cultures, languages, stories was understood as a sign of a healthy ecosystem? Hope springs eternal because life itself is wired toward connection. At the Giving Room, I see this daily. People of different ages, backgrounds, beliefs, lying on mats side by side, breathing together. Breath does not discriminate. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, we receive, and exhale, we offer. The simple rhythm sustains us through winter, spring, summer, and fall, and it reminds us we belong to something larger than our fear. Hafiz wrote, "Fear is the cheapest room in the house. I would like to see you living in better conditions." What better conditions might we choose? Courage, compassion, community. Hope is not a denial of fear, it is a relocation. It says, I see the storm, but I will not build my permanent residence inside it. This winter has been icy, the roads are still slick, businesses have worried, people have stayed home, and yet, even in the coldest weeks, you gathered, you lit candles, practiced peace, supported one another. Hope often looks like showing up. It looks like cooking a meal, like calling that friend. It looks like attending a service. It looks like standing beside a neighbor who feels targeted. It looks like loving kindness, not as a sentiment, but as an action. The crocus does not wait for perfect conditions. The snowdrop does not demand that the snow disappear first. It pushes through. And maybe that's our invitation, to push through despair with gentleness, to push through fear with solidarity, to push through uncertainty with faith in one another. because hope is not something we passively possess. It's something we practice. In times of war, hope is choosing peace in our own interactions. In times of economic strain, hope is supporting local businesses and each other. In times of immigration fear, hope is saying clearly, our community stands together, and here on the North Fork, we know how to stand together. We know the rhythm of the seasons, and we know the miracle of bulbs hidden in the dark soil, and we know the return of light. So when I say hope springs eternal, I do not mean that everything is easy. I mean that life continues to offer us signs in the miracle of and the kindness we share with our neighbors, with each other. These are not small things. They are reminders of dormancy, that dormancy is not death, reminders that diversity is strength, reminders that community is resilience, and most importantly, reminder that love is stronger than fear. If we so love, St. Francis urged, if we trust the possibility of goodness, as Aquinas described, if we refuse to live in fear's cheapest room, as Hafiz suggested, if we look for treasures in the cracks, as Rumi promised, then hope will not merely be a concept, it will be visible. And how we greet each other, and how we protect the vulnerable, and how we support small business, how we breathe through uncertainty, and how we choose kindness again and again. Spring is coming. The earth is waking up, and so are we. May we be like the snowdrop, gentle but unstoppable, like the migrating birds bringing in a new song, like the sun shining without asking, you owe me. And may our community continue to sow the seeds so faithfully that even in the coldest seasons, the promise of spring remains undeniable. Hope springs eternal. I invite you, if you feel called, to close your eyes now or to look down toward the floor and to take a deep breath in and to let it go. Again, breathe in deeply, fully, and breathe out. Feel your body supported by the chair, the floor, by the earth beneath this building. Imagine now that the North Fork in late winter feels so quiet, and the Peconic Bay is still calm and gray, and patches of snow are resting in shaded corners. It looks perhaps like nothing's happening, and yet beneath the soil, life is stirring. Bulbs are awakening, roots are strengthening, energy is rising toward the light. Hope often begins like this, unseen, underground, quiet. Now bring to mind something in your own life that feels uncertain or tender or in need of warmth, and hold it gently. And imagine the small snowdrop flower, white and delicate, pushing through frozen ground. It does not fight the snow, it simply grows toward the light. See the same quiet strength within yourself. See it within this beautiful community. See it within those who are afraid, those who are struggling, those who feel unseen. Breathing in, we receive courage. Breathing out, we offer kindness. Breathing in, we receive steadiness. And breathing out, we offer belonging. Imagine now the sound of the morning birds returning, more voices joining the sky, different songs weaving together. Diversity is music. Community is harmony. Let yourself feel what it's like to be part of something larger, a rhythm that continues through every season. Winter is not lasting forever. Fear does not define us. Love is here. Hope is here. And like the earth itself, we are always capable to begin again. Take one more slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine planting a seed of compassion, a seed of courage, of loving kindness. Trust that what is planted in love will rise in time when you are ready. And open your eyes and walk into the new season together, rooted in hope, steadied by community, and guided by love. May it be so. Thank you so much for inviting me here today.
Our meditation words are those of Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. Our closing hymn is number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song. When tyrants tremble Our closing words are those of Rosemary Tremor. Hope has holes in its pockets. It leaves little crumb trails so that we, when anxious, can follow it. Hope's secret? It doesn't know the destination. It only knows that all roads begin with one foot in front of the other. Please join me as I extinguish our chalice.
Oh,